The bribery allegation, Congresswoman Nancy Mace says there's damning evidence in the FBI file that you sold out the country. Do you have a response to the congressional Republicans?
Where's the money? I'm joking.
Mr. President,
It's a bunch of malarkey.
Okay, that was yesterday. Got another clip in a moment here, too, that came from that same press conference. President Biden now responding to bribery allegations involving the business dealings of his family. It comes after House Republicans viewed an FBI document in a secure room on the Hill, including our next guest, House Oversight Member Nancy Mace, Congresswoman, South Carolina. Good morning to you, and thanks for coming on.
Good morning.
You've seen it. How would you characterize it? Let's start there.
I would characterize it as a detailed document. It was very credible and legitimate. I would not brush it off like the FBI has. And it corroborates other information that we've seen in other places, because the document, for one example, talks about not just $5 million, but $10 million going to the Biden family, half of that going to Hunter Biden, the other half going to Joe Biden. When you look at Hunter Biden's emails and him lamenting and complaining that he had to give half of his income to his father, and then you listen to recordings and other investigations about oligarchy, also talking about paying off the Bidens. When you add it all together, it's absolutely something that should be investigated to the fullest extent of the law.
Okay, let me come back to a couple of things. You said it was detailed. In what way?
Well, in terms of what meetings took place and the information shared in those meetings by the witness. And here's the thing, the FBI originally wouldn't say that the document even existed. And then it magically appeared out of thin air. And then they said we couldn't see it. Then we said only the chairman could see it, but it had to be redacted. And finally, with the threat of contempt, all of us on the Oversight Committee were able to go into a classified room to review an unclassified document. What I want the mainstream media to have is an actual copy of this document so they can see for themselves the legitimate accusations herein of bribery. And when you look at the bank records, the dozens of shell companies, when Biden says, where's the money? I think that was a Freudian slip. The money is in all of the shell companies that your family created to get money funneled from other countries into your back pocket.
Okay. Is it a one-pager?
No, it's a couple of pages. It's not long. It's not very long, but it's very detailed document. And to me, when I read it, it's very credible. And on Monday, even the chairman of Oversight, Jamie Comer, he was told that there is an investigation. We don't know what investigation it's being utilized in, but this is legitimate. It's real. And when you couple that with the indictment last night that came down on Donald Trump on the day that we looked at evidence of corruption, you know, you're watching the executive branch try to take out their political enemies because of the accusations against the Biden family. Okay,
a couple of things here. Chuck Grassley was with us last week. Very interesting interview. He was saying just do your job to the FBI and investigate it. Who's to say they're not at this moment, Congresswoman?
Well, I believe they may be, based on the information that was shared with oversight staff and the chairman on Monday when they initially reviewed the document, that they said they couldn't share it because it was part of an investigation. They also said they couldn't share it because they were worried about the life and safety of the whistleblower and the human source, the witness. You know, they've been stonewalling us for a long time. We'll come to find out there were other 1023 documents, and there are more bank records that will need to be subpoenaed. And quite frankly, I would like to go back and revisit the Treasury and go back and look at the suspicious activity reports now that we have this information in hand. We need to follow the facts.
Okay, so it's a couple pages. There are redactions, right?
A lot of redactions.
A lot, wow, okay.
Yeah.
So you say it's detailed even with the redactions.
Yes.
I don't know how that looks.
A little messy, but it's absolutely, there's just a lot of corroborating information in there of other accusations elsewhere.
Is this in Washington? Is it in Ukraine? Where is it?
This is Ukraine. These are Ukraine executives associated with Burisma. So we're back to that story that we heard about a couple of years ago.
This is out of Kyiv then, correct? Where this conversation allegedly took place. Last question. Perhaps it's just not nailed down, and the FBI is looking at this as hearsay as opposed to fact. Would you accept that?
Well, one of the reasons that I'm encouraging the Oversight Committee is to subpoena more bank records so we can see if this is true or if it's not. One of the things in the document, the Ukrainian executives were bragging about the number of shell companies that it would take a decade to prove it out, to be able to show where the money went, because they were purposely trying to hide the source of the funds and purposely trying to hide where they ended up in the back pockets of the Biden family.
Okay, we'll see where it goes, right? Nancy Mace,
Yes.
thanks for coming on, and more to come, right? Live
Thank
in
you.
Washington. Thank you for coming on today. You bet. Sam.